Alright, chat. We're live. Hello, hello. Hey, Block Attack. Are you guys ready to see the mathematically correct Joker tier list? This is the only right answer. There just can't be any other order. But I wanted to make this video for a while, but I needed to do the completionist plus before I felt I had any merit in my tier list. But I also got Flowerpot to get a better idea of what jokers I used in the run, which probably will somewhat relate to the rankings. The SPK, Blue, Jonkler, and S tier. Yeah, we'll probably use this as reference. 88% because I have multiplayer on. I need a gold stake all the multiplayer jokers. Blueprint and Brainstorm do nothing on their own, so it's F tier. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to them when we get to them. But let's show off the Joker knowledge first. Give me the Balatro. I'm still waiting for the day it's Turtle Bean. Alright, common, non-scaling. I don't know, just give me an odd. Give me an even Steven. Give me an odd Todd. What is that? A chips joker? Just a flat chips joker. Devious joker, gotta be. Gotta be devious. Yeah. That's just gotta be. Portrait eyes, not too bad. Below average. Or above average, I guess. Are you ranking them based on gold stake, multiplayer, endless, or general use? I do want to do a multiplayer tier list eventually. I'll probably do that when I make a guide on multiplayer. But today, we're just going to be doing high stakes. So pretty much like black stake and above. Because in white stake, it's a completely different game. We got the tier list. And we got the jokers. This is every joker. It looks so little when it's laid out like this. This is it. This is the mathematically correct Balatro Joker tier list. The only right answer to ranking jokers for high stakes Balatro. Starting off with Mr. Jimbo. Now, this is where we establish what do these tiers mean. Because 4 Malta is technically weak. But you know, early game, that gets you through the blinds. And because it's so cheap, it saves you money in those early blinds and it keeps you alive a little longer. Am I crazy to put... Just because of how cheap it is, I think it's a D tier. It has uses early game, so you just can't put it in F. And it's the mascot. Jimbo should be average? No. If Jimbo is the baseline, there's not much below it. Now there's all the suit jokers. I don't know. Well, I guess they're probably going all in the same tier. But individually ranked, probably separately based on what jokers work with them. I think these are average, you know. They work with re-triggers. They're solid 15 mult-on flushes for early game. And they work with those on-scoring X-mult. Like a steel card or a photograph, you just put the face card last. And they're all pretty solid. So these 4 probably all have to go in average. But individually ranked, I'd probably put spades higher because it pairs nicely with the arrowhead. Diamonds the highest because money. Then hearts, then clubs, because clubs is just better plus multi, better version. I don't think the difference between these can be separated into tiers. Hey, Figments. Oh yeah, Twitch. We got new emotes now. They finally got approved. I'll let you guys discover them, but they're interesting. Yeah, this is the only thing I could argue, but it's, I think maybe we'll slot some jokers between them. But now onto these basic scoring jokers, which Jolly Joker's pretty solid. A lot of these are probably going to be teetering in this zone as well. Because pairs are so good and it allows you to just work towards pairs for a little longer early game, it's definitely going to go average. We'll do it. We'll put them right there. We'll put them right there. Alright, what's this? I can't remember the name of all of them. I'm not gonna remember the name of plus 10 mult on 2 pairs. It's like Mad Joker or something. Not that, but this is for high stakes single player. This is not. All of these would be an F if it was multiplayer. It's Mad Joker, wow. Okay, maybe I do remember the names. You know what? This goes top of D. Just because 2 pairs are worse than pairs. And for the same reason, I'll put this guy there. Now straights, this might honestly be an F tier. Going for straights on high stakes, you don't need the mult. Like 12 mult from that, you get a couple planet cards and it's pretty much irrelevant. I think that has to be the first F tier. Because 12 mult is not what you need when you're going for straights. And just because flushes are so easy early game, we're going to put this guy just above clubs because it's easier. Ooh, actually, yeah, I think it goes here. That gets you through the first couple antes. What do you need to go for straights? A way to get planet levels or runner. Sly Joker. Sly Joker goes right next to Jolly Joker. Anything to help you play pairs early is quite useful. It's not above average though. It'll go right below this guy. I think chips are useful because there's so many basic plus mult jokers, but maybe not chips that require a 3 of a kind. It's gotta be. And then this guy can go, honestly, probably higher than that. And then you go down here for the same reasons. And you, Crafty Joker, go bottom of C. Wow, we're making a graph right now. It is a curve for sure. Is Mime F tier? We'll get to Mime. We will get to Mime. Half Joker might be our first above average. Getting a half Joker early is quite useful, and it almost is strong enough that you don't need to pivot off of it for late game. And it just makes pairs so easy. All you need is like a banner and a half Joker, and you're living. And you're making it through the first few antes. I think we're putting half Joker in our first B tier. It's gotta be. Speaking of B tier, Stencil. Stencil. Ooh, maybe it's a C. Because you want to use your Joker slots is the problem, and you can get so much value from like a random Joker you want to pick up, and Stencil makes it so you can't. It might be C. I'm not a fan of Stencil in high stakes. But just because of Ghost Deck, you might have to put it B. Stencil on Ghost Deck is an S. Otherwise, Stencil goes in C. Four fingers? That's a lot to spend a Joker slot on. And because pairs are so strong, you almost never need to carry four fingers. Flushes scale poorly, and straight flushes aren't reliable enough. It's bottom of D. It's bottom of D, because there are situations where maybe it's worth. Now Mime. So we're getting up there in the tiers. Mime is a great Joker because of the strength of like planet levels and blue seals, and then just being able to work with steel and any shoot the moon or Baron. I'm tempted to put in S. I'm tempted. Well, let's take a look at, because we have some stats to look at. Let's see how much we used Mime. Not first page, not second page, not third page. Fourth page, 250 rounds. Also a good econ with gold cards. Gold cards are very valuable in those high stakes. I think Mime has to be S. It also, Raised Fist is an easy one to work with Mime. That's 40 mult already. I think Mime has to be an S. It just has to be. Our first S tier Joker. Credit card. Going into debt is terrible. It is the worst thing that can happen in high stakes. The only reason you pick up credit card is for an extra dollar in temperance value, or to buy something in the shop that you can't afford early game. But because it's $1 and sells for $1, credit card and buffoon pack, exactly. It goes above four fingers. It goes above four fingers. Alright, our first scaling Joker, Dagger. We had quite a few solid runs with Dagger. I'm a big Dagger fan, especially on Gold Stake when you can just feed it those $1 Jokers eventually. It is annoying when it slices all of your other Jokers because you forget to move something. But Dagger, I don't know. It might be... I think it's A. It's so easy to get a Dagger high up with how common Egg is. As long as you have the slots and you can find the chips, any scaling plus malt is what you're going to want. And Dagger is exactly that. And with good econ, you can scale a Dagger quite far with good luck, with a gift card, or with an egg. An early Dagger is a great card to pull. And it scales fast enough that you can pick it up later. Banner? I don't know if I can put Banner above average, but I just want to put it next to Half Joker because I love that combo so much. I think Banner might be the most average Joker. Banner is plus 30 chips per remaining discard. It works with a Merry Andy, it works with a Drunkard. And just when you're just playing pairs, early game, it's kind of useful. I guess I can't put it much higher than like these Jokers. We'll put it down here. But it is a reliable way to get chips. So speaking of anti-synergies, Mystic Summit. You just another basic malt Joker. That's your most average Joker right there. 15 malt, but you have to use your discards, which means pair spamming can be annoying. Or playing 2 pairs or something. I think that's your most average Joker right there. That is the baseline for average. 15 malt with a small requirement like that, it's gotta be. Technically this is a chip Joker. This is the Joker that adds a stone card to your deck every blind. It's a chips Joker. It works with hologram. It works with blue Joker, I guess. It's good chips. It doesn't allow you to draw your gold cards, your blue seals. Makes playing anything other than pairs really hard, or high cards. Like, I barely touched this Joker when I played. Banner just makes the game less fun, and for that reason it goes in D tier. Or not Banner. Marble. Marble goes in D tier. Feel like Marble should draw a card to hand. That would be a lot better, yeah. Ooh. See, this is a Joker that is very useful in multiplayer, because all that matters is scoring high in one blind. But in single player, it's basically like your Mr. Bones, like your Matadors, like your any Jokers that are just good in the boss blind, because you're not using loyalty card, you're using it to prep for an upcoming boss blind. Like, loyalty card can save you from Violet Vessel. It's got to be below average, right? There's very few times it's actually useful. It's bad with pairs. Loyalty plus Burglar, that's just 2 uncommon Jokers that are never going to show up. Put him above. Well, nah, he's got to be below average. 8 Ball, another Joker that I love in multiplayer. Getting more tarot cards, so useful. In single player, when you have low discards, you're only playing like 2 cards a hand, you're not using re-triggers often. But it also works so well with Chad. It also works so well with Chad. Also, what am I listening to right now? Give me the shop theme. I like tarot cards a lot. It's very controversial. That's for sure. For me personally, in the mathematically correct tier list, if I see an 8-ball, I take an 8-ball. It goes average. It goes average. Just because it's betrayed me too many times with those 1 in 4 odds. Speaking of betrayal, misprint. I mean, it just goes with these 3. It's similar to a Mystic Summit, but you don't have to discard. It's real annoying. Just like 8-ball. But it's solid enough that you can pray that it saves you through the first couple antes. You can just pray. Misprint F tier. I like a misprint. Except, actually, misprint might just be S tier because of misprint tech. But we'll look past that because that's not part of it, even though I love me some misprint tech. I think he's chilling right there. Now our first re-trigger Joker. This is interesting because re-triggers are very situational in high stakes. You need to have already found something to at least play like 3 of a kinds, like your photographs with your Fibonacci's, with your Onyx Agates. As a re-trigger enjoyer, Dusk is bad. Yeah, there's also the problem of it costing money. But it can also be an econ joker with anything that gives you money on re-triggers. Any gold seals, any rough gems. I think I like Dusk in above average. Because if you get a re-trigger joker early on, Dusk can easily be a game winner. Glass can make you win games. Having any setup where you have Dusk as part of your scoring, it's really hard to lose if you just find a justice. Alright, Raised Fist. I love a Raised Fist. Raised Fist works very well with mine, works well with steel. It's tough. It's got to be above half Joker. I don't think I can put it in A. I don't think so. But any red seals with a Raised Fist, you can easily get like 40 malt early game, which is very strong. And with a simple chips joker, like a blue joker, I think it's in the same boat as half joker. It makes it hard to play the hands you want to, but it's a solid amount of malt. I think that's your peak of B. I think so. Who's using red seal with raised fists? I am. Chaos the Clown. I love buying and selling a Chaos the Clown. I love Chaos the Clown in multiplayer. One more reroll. How strong is an extra reroll? You can only hold this Joker so long. This one you pick up, you get a couple rerolls. It's technically like an econ Joker. I think I love a Chaos the Clown. I almost never pass on it. If it's like pre-ante 4, I almost always take Chaos the Clown. Chaos the Clown goes B tier. It's above average. Chaos is... Why is everyone saying Chaos is S? I did not realize there was such a love. If you get $50 rerolls, it's like $200, but you're never holding a Chaos that long. You need, in high stakes, you need to replace it soon. It's like $25 when you find it at most. Fibonacci. Fibonacci goes right next to Dusk. And above it. Fibonacci works with hack. It works. Ooh, it might even be an A. Fibonacci might be an A. I think it's an A. Yeah, that's gotta be an A. Hack. Honestly, a Chad Fibonacci setup's good enough. Glass cards. Photograph. I think it works. It's like the pinnacle of retriggers on high stakes. Steel Joker might be the most average X malt there is. Actually, it's got to be below Stencil. You almost never have that much steel. It's going to be like a 1.8x on a good day. A 1.2x 90% of the time. Yeah, that's a good point. I put Fib above Dagger. Gotta move Dagger so it doesn't eat Fib. Steel Joker... almost never useful. It's expensive. It scales a little bit. Like if you have a 1.6x Steel Joker, you can consider picking it up, and then you just try to death a steel card. And then that's technically scaling X-Malt. I put it here. Scary Face. Scary Face, better chips than Banner. Great on Plasma deck. With face cards being weaker. Like Scary Face with a Chad, because a Chad can go with any build. That's like 90 chips on a face card, and that's a good chips Joker. It's got to be above 8 ball, right? Scary Face, C tier. It is average. You can't put it in with the ranks of these guys. Ooh. See, Abstract is 15 malt with basically no requirement. Basically no requirement. I'm tempted to put it in B, but I think I just put it right above Mystic Summit. Delayed gratification. Bottom 5 Econ Jokers on Gold Stake, or any stake, when you start with 2 discards. Because you're spending like $3 on hands, it's like plus $3 and makes your life harder. I hate using... See, it is an Econ Joker, but it costs you in hands, and it costs you discards, which can lead to purple seals, which can lead to blue seals. You're only taking this in ante 1 and 2, or if you have extra discards for whatever reason. I can't, in my right mind, put it above any of these, even though I want to put it next to Banner. It's got to be bottom of C, maybe top of D. Econ is so useful, but discarding for value is almost more econ 90% of the time. It goes D tier. Hack. Hack has a lot of good synergies. It works with Fib. It works with Odd Todd. It works with Even Steven. It works with lucky cards. It works with a lot of things. I do like a hack. Works with Wii, of course. Because Dusk works with everything, but it isn't... I think it's got to be just below Dusk. Well, yeah. Maybe I value retriggers too high, but just a hack with some lucky cards. And if you have anything that works with it, I'm putting it above Dusk. Guess the Clown stays above it too. Pareidolia. There's like 2 jokers you take a Pareidolia for. You take it for a Midas Mask. And you take it for like a Scary Face. I think I like it more than 4 Fingers. I put it just there. Business card, that's... Reserve Parking. Reserve Parking's almost never earns the spot. It's Faceless Smiley. See, you're saying all these jokers that are good at multiplayer. Business card is one I didn't consider, though. So it can go right here. Yes, below delayed. Photo. Pareidolia Photo is the worst synergy ever. Oh, my beloved. Because of Cavendish, I don't know how to consider this with Cavendish. If you're just talking about 15 malt straight up, it goes in here. But because of the potential of Cavendish, it goes here. But I think you have to separate the Cavendish from the banana. Yeah, you do have to consider the Cavendish. It's almost always a take. And if it's always a take, it's in that same realm of Chaos the Clown. B for banana. We put him above Half Joker. And we put Cavendish. It wouldn't maybe be S+. But because it broke on me that one time when I needed him, you go in S. You go in S. 3x with no stipulations is pretty nice. Except there is a stipulation that it can break. Todd? You go next to Scary Face, but above. Because of those Fibonacci hack Wii synergies. Steven. Steven might just be next to Todd. These are very average jokers. Let's see, like a good hand with Steven is 20 malt. And you want to be playing pairs. And a great hand with Steven is 40 malt. But that's so much more rare than like a solid raised fist hand. I think Steven can stay right there. Scholar? I think Scholar's better than both of these. I don't hate a Scholar. Doesn't work with Hack, though. It's chips and malt. Scholar D. Everyone just saying put Todd and Steven in A and saying Scholar D is just crazy. That's crazy. D cause nerd. How about S plus because of Dr. Spectre? You go right here. Put him in front of Dagger. Business card. Business card's great. $1 per face card played on average. Early game, it's great econ. You just go for those full house face cards. Econ's so good. It might even be an A tier. It's gotta be above Chaos. I don't know if I can put it above a Banana. It's right here or up here. I'm putting it here. I'm putting it here. Supernova. One of my favorite scaling plus malts. Above Dagger for sure. Tempted to put in an S. I think it's a good A tier. Any of these good scaling plus malts are A tier, and Supernova is the best of it because you're always investing in Supernova, playing pairs early game, spamming them even when it costs you money for the speculative Supernova. It's not something you like see and it's like, oh, too late to pivot to that, because you're always building towards Supernova. It's gotta be A tier. This is a high stakes tier list. Basically just gold stake, but black stake and above pretty much. I like it too much. Ride the Bus. Space Joker. No, Ride the Bus. That's a tough one. You know, technically you could put it in this similar kind of world of these scaling plus malts, but I do hate Ride the Bus. But then you can't deny that it is in our top 8 used jokers because of how strong these scaling plus malts are. You see that early game, you take that early game. I think it's because it can be reset. I don't know if I can give it an A, but it would be odd to put it below Dagger. Let's move this guy down. And it might be scaling plus malt's so good. But I think this is the worst of them in my opinion. So I put it B. It's above average. It's a good joker. What's the difference? Supernova is already usually scaled when you get it. Ride the bus is not. You see a ride the bus like ante 3, a lot of the times you can't take it. Bus below Fib is crazy. Fibonacci's good. Spaceman? Spaceman on a good game is an S+. Spaceman on a bad game is very weak. Pair levels are nice. Blueprint with a Spaceman is very strong. Anything, if you can average one level, Spaceman's air tier. Spaceman's the GOAT. How many rounds did I carry Spaceman in my playthrough? 284 times. I always take a Spaceman. And it works with Oops, and it works great with Blueprint. It's given me 22 levels in the 8 antes. 22 levels is like super strong. Spaceman's A. It's next to Supernova. Egg. I don't think you can put it anywhere else. You always take Egg. It gets its money back in one round. Its temperance value, its dagger value, its swashbuckler value. Not even trolling, Egg is for sure A. Egg is always a take. There's never a reason not to take an egg unless all of your jokers are great. And we are putting him right by the dagger. Northern Lion goes up there. Burglar. Burglar's great. Works with Spaceman and works with these scaling jokers. It's technically econ. Burglar is strong. It's strong. I just said it. It's got to be an A tier. But is it worth the Joker slot most of the time? Yes. Burglar helps all these scaling. It helps econ. It helps. It's better than the 2 discards straight out the bat. Burger goes right here. Burglar's an A tier. Ooh. See, we haven't seen many X-Malts. And Blackboard has got to be a good one. Playing pairs with Blackboard is quite easy. And it's such a nice find. It's one of those uncommon X-Malts. Like a Cavendish, or like a Card Sharp, like an Acrobat. Any of those are so strong to find. That's the X-Mal you're looking for, and it works well with a lot of high stakes builds. I mean, I can't put it below Spaceman. Spaceman needs to be dropped down. Spaceman goes right next to Burglar. Blackboard's a great X-Malt. Blackboard goes right there. Runner. Runner might be my favorite chip scaling joker. Maybe not above Wii. I think it's in that same realm of Ride the Bus. I do not like playing straights, but because it doesn't require you to actually play straights, you play straights early game, and then it's just like 100 chip joker that you can play any hand with. Because it doesn't only trigger on straights, but scales with straights, it's quite strong. Hmm. Supernova means you can't take Obelisk as easy. We'll get to Obelisk. We will get to Obelisk. DNA. Okay, let's do this. DNA is dookie. I do not like DNA in high stakes. Cost you a hand, it costs you scaling. At best, you're getting more blue seals. You're bloating your deck. Half the time, with 2 discards, you don't draw the card you want to copy. In early game, you never even have anything good to copy. DNA is cool in some runs, but most of the time, it's terrible. If you do have a blueprint, it does make it a lot stronger. It makes it very easy to go for those 3-of-a-kind, 4-of-a-kind builds. DNA. One of the easiest ways to get flush 5 builds rolling, but you just very rarely want to play flush 5s in high stakes. DNA in white stake is probably an A tier. Otherwise, I think it gives you about as much value as an 8-ball on average. Alright. Ice cream. Above banner for sure. Above scholar. Ice cream's great. Ice cream can save you, but it runs out. I think it's in this same realm. But our C tier is getting high. A little bloated. Yeah, just having some chips. Because you get those scaling malts early game, and sometimes you need something to save you, and ice cream's usually that thing. It's average. Splash. Very controversial joker. It's technically a chips joker. Works with flower pot, works with seeing double. Controversial joker for sure. I think it goes in the same realm. I think it's about as useful as a Pareidolia. Yeah. Splash fib. Yeah, it goes below Pareidolia. Blue Joker. Blue Joker is pretty solid. It's a good early game Joker. Goes downhill pretty fast when you start discarding or trimming your deck. I think it's got to go next to ice cream and above because it doesn't melt. 6 cents. 6 cents is great. 6 cents is econ, it's deck trimming, it's deck fixing. Gives you a lot. 6 cents infinitely better than DNA. 6 cents. It could be a very strong. It has a lot of uses. But because of its temporary value, and because you only have 2 discards in those high stakes, and a lot of the times you can only get like 2 6s out before you have to get rid of it for something. I like an A tier. Get you those blue seals, get you those purple seals, get you those immolates. Destroys your 6s for you, so your deck's smaller. But it can also give you those incantations, but those have uses as well. I think I drop it right here. Alright, Constellation. One of those scaling X-Malt jokers, very strong. Something you want to find econ or early, but you need econ to afford to actually use early game. Planet cards are useful. I think it's in the same world as Blackboard, but I put it below because using 20 planet cards is expensive and difficult. It's gotta be A. Hiker. Hiker. It's good on plasma deck. It's never going to be useful with pairs. It's very rarely useful with any kind of retrigger build because you already have chips. And the planet scaling's enough for chips. I think it's by banner. Hiker great for straight runs. Yeah, if you're playing those same hands every time. Maybe it's above banner. Like, let me see how many times I used Hiker. I know it is low, and 90% of those times were from plasma deck. Did I pass it? Or is it really this low? Wow, yeah. I don't think I could rightfully put it very high. Hiker plus Chad is pretty good. Good point. But because you're usually trimming your deck and finding those same cards on when you're playing pairs, I think Hiker goes right here. $38 Chad, by the way. That's the multiplayer Chad, because I accidentally played multiplayer on this profile. Chad is my #1 most used. Faceless, great early game. Good econ. Great with the blueprint. Pretty solid with pairs. I think business card needs to be dropped down. I never have business card past the first few antes. Faceless is quite good. You can easily get a solid amount of money in a run. Early game. I guess at most you're getting like $10. I don't think I put it above egg, because I'm taking egg any point in the game. Faceless goes B. With 2 discards, Faceless goes B. Green Joker, another one of these scaling plus malts. Again, another Joker that requires you to get rid of your discards and just completely ignore them. Green deck, probably an S tier, because then the downside's barely noticeable. Works well with the ramen. I think I like the stipulation, but it doesn't reset, so I think I put it above S. Or above bus, I mean. Green Joker is pretty solid. Maybe it goes higher. Maybe bus needs to go higher. This is for high stakes. I don't like this gap between B and A right now. Let's go Green Joker mid A. Mid A. Well, it's kind of my least used scaling plus malt. $228. Out of all the scaling plus malts, it is quite far down. So I don't think I can rightfully put it above bus. Page 5. But I feel like I just saw it less. It's probably... Yeah, it goes next to bus. Superposition. Solid early game. Good in multiplayer. It just gives you like a couple tarot cards and then you get rid of it. I think that's about as much value as a delayed gratification. But better because I like tarot cards more. To-do list. That's a solid econ joker. But it also requires some luck. I think it's at least B tier for me. It's great early game. If you're playing pairs and it hits pairs, it's huge. I think it's got to be above Faceless. For sure. To-do list is... It takes some luck. You always check to-do list when you see it in the shop. We go here. Card Sharp. Card Sharp. Probably better than Blackboard. Just these three are kind of all the same. Maybe Constellation could be higher, maybe lower, depending on your setup. But I think Card Sharp I do put above Blackboard. Bean? I mean, think of the value. Gold cards, blue seals, always drawing your hands. The problem of not being able to play or use your discards, gone. Reserve parking, mime, shoot the moon, raised fist, all of those. Sorry, that was my ping. Let me turn on streamer mode. If I'm being for real, I actually put Bean in A tier. Bean is great. If I'm being for real. We go being an S+, our first S+. Red card, by far my favorite scaling plus malt. It's my most used plus malt and my second most used joker, behind Hanging Chat, of course. Red card is great. I love opening packs. I love hallucination with it. Econ, you just have to get okay econ, and it scales very well. Plus 6 malt around is easily a free win, as long as you don't get terrible econ. I think it's my favorite scaling plus malt, and it might be. I think I'd put it S if it didn't make me skip spinning the wheel. I spin the wheel every time. Madness. Did I get one madness run off the ground? Let's check madness stats. $48 rounds with madness. Highest is 6.5x. See, that's pretty strong. But because of the debuff of not being able to take so many jokers that you see in the shop, I don't know. Like, it can be very good if you get a plus malt or any type of scaling joker that's eternal with it. Bottom of C. I put it above Steel Joker. I put it below Steel Joker. Nah, I put it above. It goes right here. C tier. C tier for madness. Square Joker. Another scaling chips joker. Much slower scaling than Fronter. But it works well with pairs. And we have used it quite a lot. It's pretty high up there. 212 with the square joker, like, that's pretty strong. It scales slower than a space joker almost. I think it goes right next to half joker because they work so well together. Honestly, they kind of do work well together. Seance? I don't think I've drawn a straight flush in high stakes ever. With 2 discards, you'd like have to take a world card or a tarot card with you. 3 straight jokers in F tier. That can only be right. That can only be the right answer. And just to make it even more cemented, the least used card, 2 rounds completed with Seance. I get the motion with Seance because I love Seance in multiplayer, but single player, it's never worth. It costs too much, it's too hard, and it's too much of a risk. Riff Raff, S tier. Riff Raff is for sure an S tier. Getting 2 jokers every round, being an econ, easily giving you a winning setup. Being a way to get a hanging Chad, honestly. Early game so strong. It's pretty cool. Riff Raff for sure. Zano just released the MLB trailer. Wait, we should react to that. Riff Raff S tier for sure. New MLB trailer just released. Major League Balatro Season 2. Wow, this is really produced. My bad, no sound.
Maybe the final hand ever.
GG.
It's been a little minute, but we're back.
She must have me, right? No way. Yo.
Wait, this is really well made.
I
Holy.
told you, Chad.
I have no re-triggers.
I don't have any re-triggers either, honestly.
Oh, really?
I'll hit play and then I'll see if you can save some brain cells.
No way. Here's what I got.
What
I bet
did you do?
Probably get 7.8 million. Yeah, 3.9 million.
Shoot the moon photo chat's crazy.
Alright, let me play my last 6 and get out of here.
Wow. Well,
I think it's going to be almost exactly the same score as the last one.
Yeah.
Maybe. With Etsy, I never know, guys.
GG.
Oh, no, really?
alright, I'm ready.
And there's a lot of members.
Well done.
It's the guy.
It's been a little minute, but
Oh, it's me. No way, I just won like that. No way. That's who's that?
I don't know what my score looks
Oh,
like
and
right now.
fur
It
in
looks like
it.
that.
How? What do you have?
Allow me to do a whole lot.
been a little minute.
I actually have no idea if I'm gonna beat you.
Raren definitely earning his place. He showed that in the Twitch Rivals. August 18th. Wow. Very well made. Cinema. That is... See, this is the time to use that emote. This is what it's made for. Absolute cinema. Vapor Gabe, the editor. Yeah, the start was... That's, like, crazy.
Sick.
But we're in it. MLB Season 2, we're gonna win this thing. All these guys, oh yeah. Oh, I play Gold Stake. I am the multiplayer guy. I have to lock in for this. We're gonna be training vanilla rule set for sure. I'd rate this probably an S tier. Bean. The bean sweep incoming. Versus Clust. According to multiplayer Discord, Bean isn't a top 100 player. Oh no. Who's saying that? Who's saying that? I am washed. Don't read the chats. Okay, I won't. But yeah, that's exciting. We got MLB to look forward to. Everyone follow Zano, subscribe to Zano, get updates on that. We're gonna be we gotta lock in for this. We can't be losing. Gonna make better breakdown content and on it than me. Yeah, I'm surprised there's very little videos made of the last one. I will be clickbaiting every match against Raffle. How I absolutely obliterated Raffle in a Balatro 1v1. That's the next title. See you, Zeno. Yeah, Riffraff for sure S tier. Love an early Riffraff. Love Riffraff in general. Seeing Riffraff early, it's very hard to lose a gold stake game. And the fact that it spawns the jokers without any stickers is just another huge bonus. Do you think that every gold stake run is winnable? Yeah. Like, if I'm pretty there's probably like, well, maybe there's like one seed that's completely, well, no, if you know the perfect draws, there's just no way. I think it would be very hard. Like, if you knew the seed exactly, there's always a route. Alright. Riffraff Finesse. Vampire. Vampire. Vampire Paradolia. Vampire Midas Mask. Vampire clutched our last game. Our last game going for completionist plus was absolute cinema and saved by a vampire. But it's just not as good as these. It cannot be in the same world. I cannot, it's just not above average. You can probably reliably get it up to a 2x. I think it's in the same world as Stencil. It's better than Steel, better than Madness. And I put it below Misprint. I think that's a good spot for it. If you have a Midas Mask, then it's very good, yeah. Problem is, they're both uncommon, so you just can't rely on that. Shortcut. Shortcut, above 4 fingers for sure. For sure above 4 fingers. More useful than a Paradolia. Because straight levels are so strong, straights are so good, but I hate going for straights without a shortcut. Shortcut's kind of useful. Shortcut with +1 hand size, very strong. I like shortcut, but I feel like I'm bloating the C tier way too much. It makes sense though. Shortcut bottom of B. It helps, like if you have a blue seal and a shortcut, that's so strong because you can actually hold your blue seal and play straights. Shortcut, yeah, it's gotta be. Gotta be B. Hologram? Hologram's S. Hologram on Ghost deck was insane and carried so many of our runs. Just the scaling's unmatched. Works with other jokers like TNA and Marble Joker. It's gotta go above Mime. Mime goes below Riffraff. Can't go above Cavendish. Hologram, probably the best scaling expo, 100%. Vagabond. Vagabond's another one of these where you get a little bit of value and then you sell it. You don't want to be poor on gold stake. Not being able to take like a gold sticker, I don't know, card sharp. Like any gold stickers with Vagabond is you lose the run. Vagabond you take to get out of Vagabond. You take Vagabond when you're poor and you get your tarot cards and you sell it. And it sometimes doesn't even give you the $8 back. But it's got to be above Supernova. Bottom of C tier, maybe top of D. Being poor on high stakes. It goes top of D. No one tell Vagabond I said that. Baron's a tough one. Early game Baron's bait. Late game Baron's useless. You just have to find a Baron when you already have like a shoot the moon setup or a mime setup, which kind of puts it in the same realm as Steel Joker, but it's got to be higher than that. Like, if you have a Raised Fist and a Baron, it's a pretty solid setup. Or a Shoot the Moon and a Baron. It's useless to find it when you don't already have a hot card setup. Goes above Steel Joker. We shall put it here with these oddly situational X-Malts. Cloud9, B tier. $4 a round. It can scale, but you usually don't want to go for 9s very well. It's gotta be B tier. Maybe I would put it a little higher if it didn't cost so much to initially pick up. But this is just a better version. A payout scaling econ Joker. Early Rocket is an easy late game. Gotta be better than Business Card. I don't know if... I want to check my stats. How much did I use? I feel like I very rarely found an Early Rocket. 140. But getting such a high payout, like halfway through the game, very strong. The fact that it works with baseball card is great. This can easily carry your econ alone. And finding it ante 1 is way too strong. Rocket, I think, is better than a Sixth Sense. And I think I'd rather find one of these two stickerless early game than a Rocket. How come Rocket's so good and Space Joker's that bad? I put Space Joker in A. I think Space Joker is plenty high up. Midas Mask. Midas Mask is amazing early game. Midas Mask Vampire. Midas Mask Mime. Midas Mask very strong. Just being able to turn all your face cards gold and then sell out of it. If it was all face cards count as gold cards, then it would be a different story. But because you can sell out of it, I think it provides more value than a Sixth Sense. This is not for PvP. This is single player. Yeah, being able to get rid of it is very strong. It might even put it above Rocket, because Rocket sometimes you have to sell out of to get more scoring, but I think I put Rocket above it. Okay. Obelisk. Photograph. Photograph's an interesting one. Photograph is an interesting one. It's a good retrigger joker. Amazing with Chad. You find a Chad early and you find that photograph, you can 9 times out of 10 just build to make it a winning joker. Photograph's pretty strong. I think it's worse than a Fibonacci. It requires a lot of planet levels. But just because of Photo Chad, it goes A tier above Space Joker. I mean, what's the name of this Joker again? It's not Matador, it's Luchador. Luchador, it is a nice find, but 99 times out of 10, it's useless and just taking up uncommon spot. Luchador and D, just because seeing a Luchador can give such happiness when you need it. Gift card. Gift card's one of my favorite econ jokers. I love Dagger. I love Swashbuckler. Gift card's strong. Gift card is similar to that Midas Mask, where it gives you that permanent econ value and then you can sell out of it. But because it also can scale Dagger and Swashbuckler, I think I'd put it above Midas Mask. Yeah. Erosion, another one of these scaling plus malts, but it's a difficult one to scale. It requires a lot of luck. On Ghost deck, it's quite good. On Zodiac deck, it's quite good. With a trading card, it's quite good. But those are all very difficult parameters. Playing pairs, you usually have a bloated deck half the time. It's a tough one. I think I just put it. Well, I think it's worse than Runner. I feel good with a B for Erosion. Vagabond D, yes. Reserve parking is bad. You need to have a very specific setup. I love a reserve parking with the smiley face, so you can just farm high cards and then play your hand. Early game, it is quite good. If you have any like basic plus mount and you find a reserve parking, you use all your hands to farm money, and then you just play like a face card full house on your last hand. I think it's better than a Cloud9. With Oops, it's very strong. And for that reason, it goes above to-do list. This reserve parking is how I got my money record. Doing Serpent with an oops and a mime gives a lot of money. Just because it's solid early game and it has the potential to be good in strong builds, I put a B tier. Alright. Mail-in rebate. Mail-in rebate's my favorite econ joker. If you have any sort of any rank that you've built around and it hits that, you can easily get like $50. Rebate with a blueprint's amazing. Rebate is an S tier. Maybe my only S tier econ joker. Speaking of econ jokers, this to the moon. Similar to Cloud9, but because it works so good with the vouchers, it goes above Chaos the Clown. But the reason it's not higher, even though it can give those $20 payouts, is because you usually already have strong econ when you have it, and you half the time you sell out of it. Hallucination. Maybe my favorite tarot generation. And tarot generation is strong. Great with a red card. Gotta be above an egg. It's a takeover an egg. If I have an egg, I sell it for a hallucination. Better than business card. Better than... I think I put it right next to photograph. Hallucination, being able to get a tarot card that you can use in the shop, works amazing with an oops, works amazing with a blueprint. I think goes right next to photo. Speaking of scaling plus malts that are bad, I think these two are the same. They kind of have a similar requirement. You gotta find those tarot cards. Fortune teller. It usually gets stuck at like 20 malt. And if it's any higher than that, usually your tarot cards have done a better setup than whatever malt fortune teller's giving. Ooh, juggler and drunkard. These are almost on always a take. I love hand size, as you can tell. Being able to get that +1 hand size, very useful. It's a sell eventually, obviously. It lets you take an ectoplasm. I think it gives more value than shortcut. But probably not above a Cloud9. I think Juggler is a great B. And I think I put Drunkard above that because of rebate, because of everything that scales off discards. Drunkard's actually a great joker. And it goes right next to Chaos the Clown. You can scale your banner with it, you can scale your delayed gratification with it, you can scale so many things. You can get more econ, faceless, rebate, draw your blue seals, draw your cold cards. An extra discard card is so powerful. Stone Joker. You can go next to Marble Joker, but below these ones. Very situational. Golden Joker Bottom of B. Below Cloud 9 because it has the potential to give a little more. Almost always a take early game. $4 a round is just very useful. Pays for rentals. Above average for sure. Lucky Cat. Anyone know? I see the new emote. Let me see if I can find it. Lucky Cat. Everyone loves Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat Chad. Lucky Cat with any retriggers. Scaling X malt. A great scaling X malt. Because lucky cards are good to invest in because it's technically econ. And that plus 20 malt is also good. Oops All 6 is another great joker. Cat, I don't think I can put it above hologram. It might be bottom S. It might be top A. It's definitely better than these three. I think it's bottom of S. Hologram ruins your deck, Cat doesn't. Yeah, but Cat requires a good deck and a good setup. Which maybe, well, I don't think I can rightfully put it in that tier because Cat is on page 14 of my most used jokers, which means I very rarely had a setup for it. Very rarely. Highest recorded total over 150 wins is a 1.75x. Because it's such a difficult thing to have that setup, it requires a lot. It requires the re-triggers. It requires having lucky cards. It requires a small enough deck to find those lucky cards. I think because of the requirements, we drop it down to A tier. It is very strong if you have the setup, but you need to have the setup. But I think it's above these. Baseball card. Baseball card's great because of how many good uncommons there are. Baseball card's amazing. We use baseball card a lot. Might be my most used rare other than Blueprint Brainstorm over the run. Where's baseball card? Baseball card on page 2. My third most used rare. On Gold Stake, it's very strong because you can do so much with the uncommons. With a solid setup, it's giving like a 4x. With the worst setup that you take it in, it's giving a 2.25. Baseball is great. Baseball for sure. It goes above Cat. See, another joker that works great with baseball. This is actually my favorite scaling chips joker. And it goes above Runner. Yeah. Because plus 50 chips base value from basically just having the money from just having the money from interest And then it just gets higher and higher, especially with those other vouchers, very strong. And it rewards you for investing in econ. I put it above runner. Even though it's probably worse, but because I like it. I like it more. It's the Balatro University mascot. Cola. We used a cola a lot because we took a lot of skips over the course of our games, doing gold stake, trying to be fast. Cola can be like $50 or it can be 3 levels. It just depends if you have the room for it. It's kind of like these where you get the value of it and you get out. But I think it's better. I like cola. For many situations, skipping's almost always bad. But being able to take like $100 skip because you took a cola can save so many runs. I'm putting cola in B tier. I'm putting cola in B tier. Some might call me crazy. I like skipping. Trading card. Where are we going? Trading card is amazing. Trimming your deck, getting econ, Canio synergy, all of the above. Probably worse than a Sixth Sense. Maybe above a Sixth Sense. Because you just keep it for the whole game. Like I take an Eternal trading card early. But having to waste one discard is also tough. It's above gift card. It's a high A. It's a high A. I'm putting it above Rocket. I'm putting it above Rocket because having a thin deck can be so valuable. Even though it only gives $3 a round, if half your deck is gold cards by the end of the game, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Flash card. An expensive joker to scale, but a great one with econ. For sure above Erosion. I put it above green card. I put it above Dagger. It's an expensive joker to scale, but you're also getting value from the money you spend. Like unlike red card, where you spend that money and then you have to skip on things that you would want to take otherwise. This, it's expensive to scale, but also maybe reroll and find a Cavendish. And with the voucher, it's so strong. I really came to like this Joker towards the end of the runs. Flash card, a great scaling plus mult. This is scaling plus mult. Scales the opposite way. I think it goes right next to ice cream. I think these two jokers have equal value. But I usually chips more because most of the time you already have plus malt and need the chips. Below abstract. Yeah, you're right. But That is crazy to put it. Nah, it's just worse than ice cream. It's just worse than ice cream. I'll put it above Todd, though, and Steven. Spare trousers. Very fast scaling plus malt. It scales twice as fast as Bus, Green Joker, and Supernova. Spare trousers. We can't forget about the Pants Gambit. You can't forget about the Pants Gambit. And because of that, it goes right here. It goes right here. I like red card too much to put anything above it. Red card's my peak of A. Ancient Joker, easily a run winner the second you find any type of retriggers. There's so many retriggers to find, even Ancient Joker with a Chad. You can get a glass card to bail you out. Not too difficult to get online. I think that's an S tier. Our first rare S tier. Below mine. Ramen. See, I really like using discards if you haven't realized. Ramen is a good X malt. It's above these. It's above these. It's great with pairs. It can get you out of a lot. It works with baseball card. It's only a 2x, so it's not in this league. And it does give me anxiety every time I have to discard with it. It's a bottom A or a high B. I think it's a high B. We put it right below Green Joker and Ride the Bus. Ramen, a solid Joker to come across. Walkie Talkie, or 10-4. Plus malt and chips on 10s and 4s. Gotta be right next to Scholar. But above it, because it works with Hack. I don't think you can argue with that. Better than Todd and Steven. For sure. Seltzer. Seltzer's an interesting one. Because it's super strong. And if it wasn't perishable, it could easily just win runs by itself. You can get so much value with a lot of setups having a seltzer. But with pairs... Hack and Dusk definitely go above it. And it goes above there. Yeah, seltzer quite strong. Usually only lasts a few rounds though. It's a high B, or a low B, I mean. Only in multiplayer. It's about the value you can get with these B tiers and C tiers. Like if you can take it for a little bit and maybe earn like 30 bucks from it, it's a lot. Castle on checkered deck. Castle in base game. Solid scaling chips. It's gotta be above Square Joker. Let's go Castle right above Square Joker. Could not in my right mind put it above Banana, and Banana needs to be bumped up past all of these. We got to consider the Cavendish. Smiley face. I like smiley face. Because of Sock and Buskin, Photograph, all the retriggers. Above these, but not in the same tier as a Fibonacci. Smiley face gives a solid amount of malt. With some retriggers, it's 50 malt. It's enough to build around. It goes below banana, above fortune teller. Campfire. Campfire is a run saver. It's an expensive run saver. It also is very strong, just getting it early game. With any type of tarot generation, any tarot tycoon vouchers, zodiac deck, it wins runs. I don't think I can put it in an S because of how expensive it is. I think it goes above baseball. Campfire appreciate all those annoying rentals. Yeah, there's a very rare scenario where you're trying to scale a campfire for X malts because you need it and you have a free Joker slot. But it is good enough alone with just those tarot cards and planet cards in the shop. For sure. Golden Ticket. Golden Ticket's great. Golden Ticket is great. I don't think I can put it above Midas Mask. Very situational. I think I like an egg more than the Golden Ticket. And the only reason Golden Ticket's up here is because of the potential for a crazy amount of money. Even though it's very... Just because you can always have a Chad, a Golden Ticket is valuable. It can be a strong setup very quickly. Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is strong. It's a one-time use 4x Joker. That's how Dr. Spectre put it in his words to me. And 4x is quite useful. And the condition is you only get one use of it. Saves you from Violet Vessel. We used a lot of Mr. Bones, honestly. That last ante can be brutal. And having Mr. Bones is very useful. It also works with baseball card. That's always a bonus with these uncommons. Because I feel like I always have baseball card. It's just value. Bottom of A tier for Mr. Bones. It's a low A. Acrobat. See, Acrobat is good with a retrigger setup. It's good with a dusk setup. All of those. But because you want to be playing pairs in these high stakes, Card Sharp is just better because you can give that every hand. Blackboard's better because you can give that every hand. Constellation's better, it gives that every hand. Acrobat, you get one hand, making it considerably worse than these. I think it's a low A. If you find it early game, you can build towards that one big hand. It also works with these scaling jokers, which I think is what keeps it an A tier. Acrobat an A. Sock and Buskin. Sock and Buskin's worse than Hack in high stakes. Hack has too many synergies. Dusk works with everything, but I think it's still in the same realm. But it's worse than these, and I would put it higher. It is very strong just because of smiley face, photograph, and business card, though. I think the synergies with Hack are better in high stakes. Yeah, it's the same as these. Dusk works with everything. Nah, Dusk is worse. It's below Hack, above Dusk. Swashbuckler. Scaling plus small technically. I think it goes right next to Raise Fist. It can be solid early game, and it can scale for late game. Actually, it goes above Fortune Teller. Fortune Teller, you're going down here. Yeah. It's good early game, and it can scale enough for late game. Works with gift card, works with egg. And you can get out with the dagger. It does tend to stay at plus 10, but plus 10's enough. Troubadour. Troubadour. -1 hand is brutal. +2 hand size is great. It's gotta be a C tier at best. I do love extra hand size. It is quite valuable. I don't think I can put it below Juggler. So maybe it is a B tier. -1 hand is brutal. Going pairs is just not valuable. And for that reason, it's going below Juggler. That's minus econ. That's minus scoring. That's just... It works with those high card setups, but it works against pair builds. Certificate's amazing. When you're going pairs, you don't care about the fact that it bloats your deck. Blue seals are very strong. Gold seals, just a little bit of extra money. Purple seals, amazing. A very strong joker, and the fact that you draw that card to your hand. The fact that it's giving a random planet card or a tarot card, and that's also permanent. Certificate has to be an A tier. And I think I put it above 6 cents. But I think Midas Mask is better for your deck than a certificate. But blue seal, because blue seals are so strong, and it very likely gives a blue seal more than 6 cents, it goes above 6 cents. It's a solid A tier joker. But not for every build. Smear Joker. Smear Joker definitely better than Four Fingers, better than Paradolia. Works great great because of these suit jokers. Works great because of Idol, Arrowhead, Onyx Agate, Bloodstone, Rough Gem. It's a checkered deck that you can find in any run. Smeared is bad for suit bosses. That's another thing to consider. But it is quite useful. Quite useful. I think it provides as much value as a Troubadour. And better than a shortcut. I think these are all jokers that you take, you get the value, and maybe you can keep them around. Smear Joker gets a B tier. Why is Obelisk in its own tier? Let's do that. No winner POV. Yeah, this is tier list winner POV. Throwback. Throwback is realistically a terrible joker, but we used it a lot in the marathon. Winning runs quick is a big thing. In your average run, it's going to be a 1.25 at best, and you're going to pass on it. But I think it goes above Madness and above Steel. It's a C tier. It's a C tier. It's a poor X-Malt scaling joker. But now we're in the big leagues. Hanging Chad. And there's no other spot this can go than S tier. It works so well with so many jokers. A great econ joker, a great scoring joker. Photo chat exists. Any on scoring effects. It can't be topped. And it even goes above Turtle Bean. It's quite strong. There's no other joker can take a common joker being that powerful is crazy. It's just crazy. And with those re-triggers from Hanging Chad, we can work with these 4 jokers. Bloodstone. Bloodstone's above average. It's not great. It requires a lot of luck. But Bloodstone with Oops All Sixes is so strong. Better than Ancient Joker. Bloodstone. Multiplayer Balatro ruined your perception of Bloodstone? Yeah, it's not good on its own. But I think it's still above average. I'll put it below the re-triggers. The re-triggers are good on their own. Bloodstone's good with the re-triggers. Alright, Rough Gem. Good early game, good with re-triggers. Gets you $10 around with a solid setup, good with Smeared. I think it's slightly better than Cloud9. And I would say it's more useful than Bloodstone. But you usually have to get out of it. It's quite useful. Arrowhead. Where does Arrowhead go? Getting 250 chips in a flush right off the bat is crazy, and 500 chips with re-triggers is also crazy. That is very strong. Doesn't work great with pairs though. But with a Chad that's 150 chips, am I really going to put all of these next to each other? I think it's above these ones. I think a retrigger Joker is better than it. It might go right here. You can definitely build around an Arrowhead. Arrowhead Fibonacci. Arrowhead Smiley Face. Egg 8's going to be slightly below. No, Egg 8 is great. Egg 8's amazing. 7 malt, and you just have to build towards a suit. Egg 8 Dusk is a winning setup. It's better than Smiley Face. Early game, it's very strong, getting 35 malt on a flush. But it's not better than scaling plus malt. It's top of B for Onyx Egg 8. Glass Joker. Glass Joker. It scales very fast, but it's so situational and rare. There's a reason Glass Joker was one of my last stickers. Because it only shows up after you have a glass card. But I think it's still better than Steel Joker. I think it's in this same group. These bad scaling X-malts, but because it can scale so quickly, the second you get 2 glass card breaks, that's a good Joker right there. I think I put it below Vampire. Below Stencil. Above, well, below Baron. We go Glass Joker. We're not, the fact that it's rare shouldn't affect it, because it's just, if you have it and you have some glass cards, it's worth trying to scale, because 2 glass card breaks, it's a great Joker to have. Showman. Showman's interesting. You can usually only take a Showman when you already have a winning setup. There's very few times where you need a second one of your Jokers. And there's very few times where you have the space and the money to afford a Showman. It provides value, and you get out of it. I think it's bottom of B. Showman goes bottom of B. Showman is a take when you have Cavendish unlocked, because Cavendish is common, and getting a second Cavendish is way too OP. Flower Pot. Flower Pot's interesting. Flower Pot is interesting. It's a big requirement, but 3x is quite a lot. Flower Pot with Splash, Flower Pot with wild cards. It doesn't work well with pairs. It works with 2 pairs though. Flower Pot can go right next to Smeared. Wish it was 3 suits. Flower pot should be a 2x and 3 suits. I think that'd be solid. But maybe make it a common. Nah, 2x on a common is kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just not a fun joker to use. Put it next to smeared. See how often you use flower pot? Good question. Where is flower pot? It's got to be way down here, right? It is quite far down. That doesn't mean it's bad. 3x, it can save you. Playing full houses or 2 pairs is quite strong. More than Cloud9. Yeah, I'm surprised Cloud9 is this low. Multiplayer jokers. Chico. And there it is, everyone's favorite joker, the superior brother, Blueprint. Hear me out. Blueprint is below Hanging Chad because Hanging Chad is good by itself. And it's common. And it works with everything. Blueprint, you need something good to copy. Blueprint doesn't always save a run. Blueprint early is usually a win though. It's probably just the best joker, but I think because Chad is common, I'm going to put that above it. But Blueprint is up there. And Brainstorm, even though I'm tempted to drop it down to S just because it can't copy that X malt very well, you can't put a copy joker anything below S plus. But it's obviously below Blueprint. Yeah, the brothers stay up there. Could do this. Could do this. I think that's the only way. Blueprint. Yeah, you have to put Blueprint as the #1 joker. You see Blueprint, you get dopamine rush. Brainstorm below Chad. Wee Joker. Wee Joker is some great chip scaling. It's strong. It's great with a Chad. It's great with a burglar. It's better chip scaling than Space Joker. It can go next to Fibonacci, below Photograph. I'd rather have a Chad and find a photo than a Chad and find a Wee Joker. But it's definitely the best chip scaling above your bulls and your runners. Mary Andy. Mary Andy's interesting. It's very strong in some scenarios. +3 discards is 15 more cards in your deck, you can see. But with that minus hand size, it's a big hit. Those discards aren't as valuable. It's above a juggler. It's above a drunkard. It's above a Chaos the Clown. I think I like Mary Andy a lot. A banner plus Mary Andy is super strong. It can generate a lot of econ with a mail-in rebate. Find your gold cards, find your seals. You know what? I would say that's a strong joker. That's an A tier. More useful than these two, but below an egg. Mary Andy, A tier. Very strong, with very many setups. You're playing retrigger builds, you can always find the hand that you're trying to retrigger, your lucky cards, your gold seals. Playing pairs, you can find your blue seals and your gold cards. It's useful. It's a strong joker. Dice. I really like dice. You spin the wheel, dice gives chips, malt, and X malt if you're a believer. Works great with hallucination, works great with Lucky Cat. Dice is interesting. And I might actually keep it an S. I don't think there's ever a time I don't take a speculative dice. Works great with these econ jokers. There's so many jokers it works with and makes way better. Space joker, 8-ball, literally any probability joker. And the fact that a wheel spin is actually quite strong in gold stake, it deserves an S tier. It deserves it for sure. Wow, a very strong remaining list of jokers, mostly. Idle. I think we pulled off exactly one idle run in all of our 150 wins. But it was a very strong run. Idle, when you have a small enough deck that you can find everything, is quite useful, but very situational. Amazing in multiplayer, but in gold stake, I think it can save you. It's similar to that loyalty card, but because you can kind of build around it with a small enough deck, with a smear joker, idle goes right here. It's below average for sure. It's not a joker you take often. Seeing double. See, this is a good 2x, solid X malt, a strong joker, better than Ramen, better than Mr. Bones, better than all of these, below Constellation, below Wee Joker. Seeing double, easy to get online, great for playing pairs. It goes mid A tier. Mid A tier. Matador. A lot of people might just drop Matador in F because they've never used it, but being able to get like $8 a hand, meaning best case you can get $30 starting a run, is very strong, but it's that very situational, and it's an uncommon. It's another one of these where it's good for a few rounds, it's useful for the boss blind, and then you get out. It's very useful sometimes, completely useless most of the time. You take it, you use it once, you get out. Matador in D tier. And there is also going to be a rework for it, supposedly, in the coming update. Hopefully it makes it better. Hit the road. Hit the road is a joker I like quite a lot. It works great with the some extra discards. Doesn't work great with a lot of builds though. Very rarely are you gonna have enough jacks to make hit the road work, but I think it works more than a flower pot, more than a bloodstone, but not as useful as a rough gem. Not as useful, but can be strong. The duo. The duo is solid. 2x on a pair, very low requirement. Great with pairs, always a pickup almost. Constellation is better because it's quite easy to get above 2x. And the trio, it's gotta be worse because pairs are so strong, but the fact that it's 3x still keeps it up here and above seeing double. Venus builds are also accepted. 3x is strong. The family, a joker we ran into quite a lot, and it can be either a run winner if you can stay alive and set up a reliable 4 of a kind, or a run loser because you have to draw 4 of a kind to win and you can't. And for that reason, it's gonna go a little below them. Drawing a 4 of a kind in gold stake is not something you want to try to go for. Speaking of hands you shouldn't go for, the order. I mean, it has to go above flower pot, better requirement. It has to go above hit the road jack. It's a high B X malt probably. Below banana, below smiley. It can sit right there. Playing straights is very rarely a good idea. Unless you're going for those planet cards. It's just... it's bad to lose to not drawing your hand. Is why it's this low. Flushes give 2x. Flushes are just a bad hand to go for. They're worse to go for than straights. 2x is not enough to make them strong, but flushes... early game are quite useful. Half the time it's giving better scoring than a bloodstone. I think it's your lowest out of these ones. 2x on flushes is just not enough to warrant going for flushes. It might even be an average, but because it's just a 2x, I think Tribe over Cloud 9, yeah. Yeah, we go Tribe right there. Stuntman. Stuntman is an interesting one. It's very strong. This plus a scaling plus malt is a run winner. It loses some value because of that hand size. It's got to be an A tier. This plus some scaling plus malt is GG. And you can get out of it if you just build towards chips. Invis. Invis is great. Having a copy of one of your jokers, very strong. Having to sell one of your jokers to make room for Invis and still live is very difficult. But, like, say you just sell all your jokers and all you have is two really strong options for it to copy. It's too useful to put anything lower. But it's not a run saver. It's not something to build around. It's expensive. Invis goes A tier. Satellite goes below Cloud 9 because you can't just insta pick it up and start making money. It costs money and initially to get into, but you can very quickly get it up to like $9 without wrecking your deck like Cloud 9. Satellite goes in B tier. Shoot the Moon. I love Shoot the Moon. Shoot the Moon right next to Raise Fist. Shoot the Moon, strong with Mime, strong with Baron, strong with Steel. Shoot the Moon goes B tier. Everyone loves Steel Queens. Driver's License. Driver's License 1, you take a rare skip and you get mad that you see a driver's license, but you can't deny that 3x that eventually has no requirement is bad. You can't say it's bad. It's very good. Driver's license. Let's see how long we had driver's license. Page 6 for driver's license. We held it a lot of those rounds, and I can't say many of those were active. I like taking enhancements. It's a tough one. Three X is very strong. Three X, I think the requirement makes it worse than the trio because it can't just save your run. But 3x is 3x, you know? Definitely worse than Card Sharp. Card Sharp is one you can easily get online and pick up and be happy with. Driver's license, a lot of the time you're not going to be happy. Cardomancer. Cardomancer's great. Cardomancer technically gives around the same as hallucination. But because a lot of the times you're already carrying those tarot cards when you're entering the blind, it makes it slightly worse. Being able to copy it, very strong, true. Cardomancer, it's going right here. Is it above hallucination? Yes. Because hallucination likes to miss. It's very strong to get a free tarot card every round. Astronomer. I think a lot of people underestimate Astronomer. Good temperance value. You pick it up, you open a couple packs, and you get out of it. It's $4 technically because you're usually going to sell it eventually. Good with constellation, good with satellite. Just being able to, it's kind of econ because you can buy and sell the planet cards. Astronomer is above average. I would put it around the same econ as a Golden Joker. Burnt Joker, my beloved. We had so many runs that were just carried by a Burnt Joker. Getting the scaling from the Molten Chips that reliably, being able to blueprint it is just an instant win. Planet levels are so strong. You can get that on scoring X-Malt. You can get any X-Malt. You can get glass cards. Having a high base level is far too useful to put it anything lower than S tier. You see a Burnt Joker, 9 times out of 10 it's a winning run. Bootstraps. Bootstraps goes right next to the bolt. Nah, it's worse. Bootstraps. Bootstraps versus Erosion. Bootstraps is not good. Bootstraps goes next to Smiley Face. Sometimes you can pick it up and it's a solid bit of extra plus malt, but it only really works if you have a great econ setup. And then there were 5. The last 5 remaining Jokers on the tier list. The legendaries. There is quite a large range within these legendaries. Perkio is very strong. Getting a death every round, getting a hermit every round, getting a temperance every round. Like, you can't deny it's not useful. Perkio gets an S tier. Below Riffraff. Tribule? Tribule wins runs. Tribule is so strong. The only reason I would consider putting it in S is because of the plant and because of debuff boss blinds. But we're gonna ignore that and put Tribule in S, because you find a Tribule and you can usually just win. And even if face cards are debuffed, by the time you run into that, you can likely just replace it with a glass card and still win. Yeah, Ian, I'm not putting Seance in F in the multiplayer tier list. I'm not that dumb. Canio. Everyone's favorite 1x malt Joker. Sits there forever and you never find the Hangman. But because you do eventually find the Hangman and then it's instantly a 3x. Amazing with the trading card. I can't put it in S. I just can't. It's a strong Joker for sure. I want to keep red card at the top. Red card is my A tier mascot. Canio is a high A tier. 2 Hangman, and it's a 5x Joker. That's very useful. Immolate. Everything that gets rid of face cards. Glass cards, it's tough when it comes up and you don't have room for it. But early game, if you have room for it, and then you can wait for that Hangman, it's a good Joker for sure. There's a reason it's legendary. Chico's obviously above Mr. Bones. In Gold Stake, you want to be building around a setup that the boss blind doesn't matter. And usually in Gold Stake, you need all of your Joker slots and can't be attuning one to a Chico. So for that reason, it is a low A tier. Nah, Chico can't go above Egg. It goes next to Mary Andy. A low A tier. And the final Joker, Yorick. Great Joker, works with every build. With the worst setup, it gains 1x per ante. Above Perkio. Below Banana. You can't. Cavendish being a common puts it above a York. Alright. That is every Joker ranked the mathematically correct tier list. There's nothing I would change. Everything is in its rightful place. Now where does Bean go? Bean's a great Joker, more value than a Mary Andy for sure. Better than Chico. Better than Burglar. Bean goes right here. I love Bean. There is your tier list. Nothing could be changed. You couldn't argue a single thing. Every Joker ranked. Blueprint in number 1. And that in last. That's it. That's the tier list. What do you guys argue with on this? Reconsider flower pot placement. It's now at P, better than a lot of Jokers. I don't think I can argue a single one of these Jokers is better than flower pot. Baron's terrible in high stakes. Invisible Joker is high A. Why is Dagger so high? You can very easily get Dagger to be a super strong plus malt. Shoot the moon too low. I could understand that, but not really. Vega Goat is wrong to be in D. No. Being poor is a run ender. Satellite too high. Yeah, I could see that, but it's just kind of next to Cloud9. They're similar. Bull and Brute traps instead of Stuntman and Dagger? Stuntman Dagger is infinitely better. 8 ball too high? I think you're underestimating tarot cards. Abstract too low? Above average is higher than you think. Green too high? No, green, any scaling plus malt is useful in gold stakes. Eight ball is only good because of oops. Where do I have 8 ball? 8 ball in C tier. 8 ball can easily be better than both Cardo and Hallucination simply with a Chad and playing a couple 8 ball high cards or pairs. Obelisk enjoyers don't exist. It's made up. Scholar better than walkie talkie? No, because of hack. And you sell, like, this works with Fibonacci, but you get your chips other way, and Fibonacci's just enough malt by itself. Why Jimbo so low? Jimbo's in the right spot. Ice cream overrated? Having chips when most of the time you're just scaling plus malt is useful. I think this tier list, I think I'm happy with this. Feel free to make your own, show me it. I'm curious what you guys think. But for high stakes Balatro, you're gonna be happy with any of these jokers B tier and above. And you will tolerate C and below. Why is hack above sock? Because the synergies with hack are better. The only reason I'd consider sock more is because of business card. I was gonna play some ranked, but I am really tired. So we will continue the ranked grind tomorrow. But this was fun. I'm excited to get ready for some MLB that's coming up. We're going to have to do some practice for that. And speaking of MLB, we are going to raid Zeno, who is doing discussion on it. So if you have any questions about that, you can ask him to Zeno. But thanks for sticking around. I'll probably edit this down into a video. It might be a while before that happens, but I'll see you guys later. We shall raid Zeno. Bye, chat.